Do 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 do. Bum 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 bum. Dun 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 dun. Yeah, there's still some line hum, but it will do. It will do. Let's go ahead and but it is what it is. It is what it is. I actually have some other stuff on order that I'm gonna try to increase the quality of the audio and get rid of that hum, but that'll be for next stream. But the lavalier mic seems to be doing pretty well, except for a little bit of the hum. Welcome to Cooking with me, Rigaroga. I'm Rigaroga, and you're you. And this is going to be Acapulco fajita beef skillet that we're going to cook today. These are the ingredients that came in the meal kit, and we're going to go ahead and let's take a look at the recipe. So this is the recipe right here. So this is the idea of what it's going to hopefully end up looking like. In the box, well, let's just go ahead and pull the recipe out. So in the box, there's a poblano pepper, red onion, grape tomatoes, a lime, red bell pepper, yellow squash, 10 ounces of beef, some chili and cumin rub, shredded Chihuahua cheese, and sour cream. And it's supposed to take about 25 to 35 minutes. It's easy and it's slightly spicy. It depends on how many of the seeds you use from the poblano. And then from my own cabinets, I need olive oil, salt, pepper, mixing bowl, and a large non-stick pan. So I forgot to bring out the olive oil, but we've got the olive oil, and we've got our salt and our pepper, and then I've got a big mixing bowl ready to go. And we're going to use the poblano pepper and the red onion more than once, because we're actually going to split it into two, because we're making pico de gallo as well as the fry up. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. These are the steps, and so I'm going to go ahead and put the folder out of the way, and then I'm going to go ahead and put the steps in the recipe. It's always been one side, so that's really cool. It's just, you know, they managed to figure it out in a couple steps. So I'm going to put that up here, and let's get going with this. So we got the meat and the squash, and then we've got a nice poblano pepper, red onions, the Chihuahua cheese, the cumin and chili mix, the little tomatoes, the lime, red pepper, and then this is the cream cheese, or sour cheese for the sour cream. God, I can't quite get it right. Anyhow, so that's what we got going. Okay, so the first thing we're supposed to do is we're supposed to get a bunch of these veggies prepared. And there's two things that we're going to do. So we may end up using a bunch of plates this time. But we've got the mixing bowl, and yeah, let's go ahead and get a plate there. And we've got our cutting surface. And we're going to go ahead and actually, let's use this one. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to quarter the tomatoes. So let's get those going. It's really, they use a whole lot of little bowls. So I'm feeling like I kind of want to try and get a few. Let's go ahead and get a few bowls. Those will do. Those are a little small. So we'll just start putting stuff in these things. Here, and I'll pull these out too. Okay, so we've got a few. Okay, so let's go ahead and get these going. So we're going to quarter these. So cut them in half and then in half. That is not sharp at all. Is this sharper? Nope. Oh my gosh, what an embarrassment. Okay, let's see what we got over here. Hold on. Just trying to get this. Let's try this one. Okay. Come on, you. There we go. Okay, so there's the quarter. We're trying to cut them without squishing them. So I guess pushing down is a bad strategy. So what I'm doing is I'm actually doing more sawing than I thought I would. Hey Jeb, how's it going? Thanks for dropping in. How you doing? So my initial thought was to cut down, but it actually works better if I do a little bit more of a saw than that. I don't know if you can hear that because I'm wearing the lavalier mic, but one of the cats is upstairs attacking a paper bag, a paper grocery bag. They love running into it and then leaping on each other while they're in it. So of course, every time I go by it, I set it up and get it ready so that they can get in real easy. Okay, so do. Oh yeah, and those are actually cheers and bits, huh? That's awesome. Thank you so much. Thanks for the kappas. That's really cool. The cats are hilarious. Okay, so we'll get these cut up into quarters. Hey, yeah, I'm doing pretty good. I am so hungry. I'm so hungry I could almost eat this without cooking it, which would be sad for everyone involved. But other than that, I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing pretty good. Okay. And this is taking a little while, but you know, I want to get them right. So anyhow, I'm cutting them into quarters lengthwise. That's how it actually shows it in the picture. So I wanted to get it, you know, wanted to try to do it that way. Get that going. So we end up creating a pico de gallo sauce, salsa, and then frying it up, and then adding the pico de gallo and the cheese to it at the end, which is kind of fun. So the tomatoes only go in one thing, but the other ingredients we're going to split off into two bits in order to make the two parts that we're going to put together. And almost done. And almost done. was just thinking it'd be nice to have some music mixed into the audio, but I'll have to do it myself. Okay, so there are our tomatoes all ready to go. So let's go ahead and put those over here. So the next thing to prepare is the poblano pepper, which is going to be wacky. Now, so we're actually, what it says is to stem it and then remove the ribs and the seeds. And if you want it to be spicy, you want to keep the seeds in there. So actually, I'm going to do it with a smaller knife so I don't. And I assume that I can do it just like I would do with a bell pepper, and I cut not the rib, but away, sort of in the middle of the ribs. So you cut around the cap, and then you cut the bulb of it, and it should split open really nice and easy. So let's take a look. I've never done a poblano pepper, so look at how clean that turned out. Whoa, that was awesome. Hey Jeb, yeah. Yesterday I ate the second dish from the other one. So it says to remove the ribs and the seeds, but the thing is, those seeds are going to be part of the spice. So I'm actually gonna put those in there. And then I'm just going to pop the seeds off of here from this core. Yeah, and actually it was interesting because when I reheated it, I got way more of the mustard taste to the sauce, which was kind of a surprise. In fact, even just reheating it, I recognized, like, I could smell the mustard way more than the previous day. So it was really interesting to see that change. So this part goes into the compost pile, and then we've got these guys. And now we're supposed to do this. We're supposed to cut half into thin strips, and the other half into a fine dice. And we're going to retain the seeds for more spice. So let's go ahead and do strips. Do you think it's this way? I wonder. Yeah, it's not lengthwise. It's crossways. I'm thinking these pieces right here. So I was gonna cut it lengthwise, but then I just remember. So I think we're gonna actually cut it this way. So let's go ahead and do that. So we're gonna get little bits like that. Yeah, it's really nice. And you know, it's funny, I actually ended up feeling like I was super hungry, so I ended up having some soup later on. I ended up eating the second half of that yesterday around, well, mid-afternoon. So by the time it was dinner time, I was still hungry, so I ended up having some extra soup and stuff. But the first dish of it, the first bit was more than enough. It was really good. So maybe I put more meat on the first plate than I did the second plate. But you know, that happens. Okay, so oops, and I turned it the wrong way, so I can't see the steps. This is thin strips, so maybe, I don't know if that's thin enough or not. Kind of tempting fate if I cut them any thinner than that. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it like that. I'm not gonna try and make them like string thinness, but let's go ahead and go with that. So we'll put those over there, and then we're gonna want to get these ones diced up. So let's go ahead and we'll go ahead and cut these out. Oh, that's slippery. 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 Okay, so we got those strips going. Not doing super good at cutting yet. I'll get better. I'll get better at cutting again. I think I used to be better, and I'm just not quite into the habit yet of doing this. And I know the angle is kind of messed up. I wonder if that helps a little bit. Maybe be able to watch a little bit instead of having to see my hand, see my actual cutting as it's going. It's too bad I don't have like a kitchen island, you know, so I could do a camera on the opposite side. Yeah, Jeb, there's it's ground beef, so we'll prepare that after we're done. So we're creating the pico de gallo, and then we'll cook the meat, and then we'll cook half of the vegetables in with the meat, and then take it off of the heat and put the pico de gallo and the cheese on it and stuff, and then we'll dish it. Okay, so it seems to like, well, yeah, okay, so let's just go ahead and get the diced poblano. And I wonder where should the seeds go? You know, does it say? I don't think it said. When I was reading through it, I don't remember it saying anything. Where would you put the seeds, do you think? That's a good question. I don't know. Let's see, beef chuck. It doesn't actually say. It doesn't actually say. As I'm looking at it, it looks like there's some pretty good meat content. I mean, fat content on there, which you would want as you're cooking it up, because it's gonna, you know, be part of the stuff that it cooks in. So it's not super lean. That's definitely not super lean. It's ground beef chuck is what it says. It does not actually say on it what the percentage of fat is, but there's definitely fat in it. It's not lean. It's not super lean. Okay, and so the next thing is we're gonna have and peel the onion. Yeah, I don't know what to do with those seeds. I don't know if it goes in the pico de gallo or if it goes into the fry up. What do you think? I'm kind of going both ways on that. I mean, it'd be nice to have them like a little bit fried up and then they'll crack up a little bit. Yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead and, well, here, let's. Okay. Oh, I forgot to put my towel on my shoulder so that I had it ready to go. Okay, that's gonna go compost. Get these little bits off of here. Okay, and then, oh, kitty, I gave you food a little earlier so you wouldn't cry while you were on stream, and now here you are crying. You're like, Daddy, you're in the kitchen. Why won't you give me some food? Okay, let's just peel the layer off here. So there's that one. And then let's get this one peeled. Come on, you, peel off. There we go. All right. There we go. Is that enough? Do I peel more? Actually, let's get that layer off. There, that's a lot better. That's better. A little bit less tough if I get that extra layer off of there. I think this one has got one. I think I already got that one off of that one. Okay, I think we already got that. Okay, so the first one, yeah, okay, yeah, that sounds good to me too. I think I agree that that's where they go. Because you kind of want to roast them a little bit and have them crack open, and any of the oil that's in the seeds, you want to get that spread around in the meat and stuff. That sounds good to me too. I definitely agree. Okay, we're gonna slice half of the onions into thin strips and work the other into a fine dice. So I always want to try this trick that somebody taught me, where you score the onion almost all the way. So you don't cut it completely through on the one side, and then what it does is it actually stays together a little bit better. Oops. Well, I went through all the way. Okay, and then, because it's still hooked together, it's easier to cut the bits off. So you're basically just cutting the ends off, and then you have like a little bit of a, it's almost like you're cutting a blooming onion in a way, I guess. So then you get this last little bit right here, which is all still put together, but then that's all diced already. And then you can just cut this little bit up. So that's completely already diced and ready to go. And then it says to slice them in strips. I guess strips that way? Yeah, let's do it that way. I feel like I'm having more questions as I'm going for this recipe than I did the other ones. But let's go ahead and get that going. So we got half of the onion ready to go for there. So that's our diced onion right there. And then we're going to do strips. So no, I'm going to do it this way. So we're going to go cut all the way through instead of doing it like we would have for the diced. So I'm just chopping them off. Not super even, because I'm not super skilled at cutting, but we're going to go ahead and go with that. Okay, that one's not quite working right. Let's do that. Ooh, that's squirrely. Okay, so we got that going. Yeah, maybe that would be the reason why you don't cut it that way. Like if you cut it the other way, then the middle part gets a little bit better. Oh well. Okay. Yeah, we tried. Okay, so if I can remember to do it the other way next time, then we'll definitely. Okay, and so let's try to. So the diced onions go in the pico de gallo. So these ones go in the for the fry up. So let's go ahead and put that over here for the fry up. Doo doo doo. Yeah, just you gotta make it your own. You gotta make it your own, and it's the only way to. It's the only way to fly. It's the only way to fly. Oh shush, kitty kitty. I'll get you food. I'll get you food. Just not right now, because I'm busy. I'm sorry. I know that's frustrating. I know that's frustrating. Daddy's in the kitchen and won't get you any food because he's too busy with his own self. Selfish man. What the heck did I do with? That's really weird. What did I do with it? I had it on my. Oh, it must have fallen off of my shoulder at some point. Okay, well let's get a new one. I had a towel on my shoulder and it disappeared, so I don't know what I did with it. Anyhow, let's clean this up or dry this off a little bit. Okay, there we go. Okay, so diced poblanos, diced onions, strips of poblano, strips of onions. And then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to have the here, let's get this. Meow. I know, I'm sorry. Okay, so we're going to have the lime and juice it. Here, yeah, let's cut it this way. Okay, so let's juice that sucker. I suppose one way to do that is to actually get a spoon and scoosh it in. So we'll get as much of that as we can. Okay. Go ahead and get some extra from the other half. Oh, you want to do that later. You want to, because what it was doing is starting to spray all over the place. So we'll go ahead and get it started, and then we'll use the spoon to just get any of the last little bit. Okay, now we'll get the spoon in there and hopefully not spray lime all over the place. Squeak, squeak. Okay. Do I feel like I got all of this? Oh, there's a little more. There's a little more. Let's try it. Just a little bit of extra squeezing on that. There we go. That's good. Okay, so now we got that going. All right. So let me actually let's get this out of the way. Let's get the compost out of the way because it's on the stove, and I really probably shouldn't have put it there. Let's go ahead and put that there. Wash off our hands just a tiny little bit. Meow. Meow, kitty. Meow. 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 Okay, hold on. Let's clean that surface a little tiny bit. All right. Using the sink that's behind me, just do a little bit of cleanup. Alrighty. Okay, so we've got half the lime and juice, stem seed, remove ribs, and slice the red bell pepper into thin strips. Okay. So now we've got the lime juice. Now we're going to do the red pepper. So again, I'm just going to go around the top. I don't know this is particularly a trick or something that is secret or anything, but it's a way that I do it that I think works really well. So you cut around and then you cut around not on the rib, but in the middle between two ribs. Boink. And then on the other side, shwink. And then it should just spread really nice. Just pop right open and then pop that little bit off, and we'll go ahead and get rid of those. We won't add those seeds because if I remember correctly, those are bitter and yeah, just not super fun. So we're gonna get a little bit, get rid of the rib meat a little bit, the little white bitter parts. So I'm just getting rid of a little bit more of it than I normally. I just leave them in there, but let's do a little bit cleaner than I would normally. And of course, I'm really supposed to be cutting away from myself, not towards myself. So don't do what I do. Okay, so we got those going. Those are ready. Let's compost this. Okay, and then we're going to do these into thin strips. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to do it the same way we did with the poblano. So instead of lengthwise, we're going to do crossways. And I am doing them a little bit thinner this time. We're trying to anyway. Yeah, hopefully if I keep doing these, I'll get my setup better and better, and not just the audio, but like, you know, figuring out some better camera angles, and, you know, be able to do like a face cam, and then also, you know, a better angle so that you can see what I'm doing a little bit better. Hopefully it's not too bad. Okay, so that's definitely, I think that's a nicely done and much thinner than the other one. Let's go ahead and cut this one down a little bit. Okay, and that's going to go into the same thing with this. So we'll go ahead and put those slices over here. And just making sure all of this goes into the fry up. Okay, so that's good. So let's go ahead and so this is definitely, like we were talking about how the previous dish didn't have any red. And so this has definitely got red in it, and bright green and purple, and it's going to have the yellow from the thing, and then sort of brown from the beef and stuff. So this is going to be way more colorful, I think, when it comes out than the previous dish we did together. Oops. Okay, and then let's get this end piece here. We'll do. Okay. All right, so there we go. Oh yeah, get coffee for yourself. You know, sit back, enjoy yourself. Have a good time while you're watching. Okay, let's go ahead and do that. Pat that surface dry again. Okay, so we're going to make the pico de gallo now, so we can actually put this out of the way. We're going to go ahead and get our mixing bowl. And oh wait, no, I'm sorry. I almost forgot. Hold on. We got this wonderful red, yellowy squash here. So we're going to trim the ends. And we're going to do 1/4 inch slices. So about that. And it's interesting, the recipe doesn't actually say it, but we're going to quarter these into bits, into pie-shaped things. Oops, that one was a little thin. Okay, almost. I'm starting to make them a little bit thicker. Not exactly. Okay, we'll try not to cut ourselves here. Okay, there we go. So we're going to go ahead and cut these into fours. So there's our bits. We're going to go ahead and add those to this. Yeah. Okay. Okay, that was a bad strategy. You stack them up too high and they get all slippery against each other and go flying. Oh, that was funny. Okay, not too high. Okay, there we go. Let's do that. Oh, that just fell over. Boop, 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 boop. Oop, this is going to fill this up. I needed a bigger container for these. Okay. Okay, and then almost done with the squashies. Just do squashes. Just squashes. Squashes, squashes, squash. Hey, Levy, thanks. Hey, thanks for dropping in. How you doing? How are you doing this fine evening? Okay, so that was the last of the squash cut into quarters, and almost out of space in our container for that. Oops, we lost a poblano seed. Okay. All right, there. Now we've gotten all of those cut up. Okay, so the next thing to do is to make the pico de gallo. So we're going to grab the mixing bowl, and in the mixing bowl we're going to combine the tomatoes. Oh no! So what's going on? What's going on, Logan? Tell me. Sit down. Tell me a tale. Hopefully, chilling out with us in stream and watching some food cooking will help out a little bit. So the diced poblano to taste, it says. So okay, to taste. Let's do it. And then it says finely diced onions to taste. Okay, let's do that to taste. Waste not, want not, right? And then the lime juice. So this is the freshly squeezed lime juice that we made. And then we're going to do about a quarter teaspoon of salt. Yeah, okay, well. Okay, we'll do that. Oh, I hear you, man. I hear you. That's tough. That's tough stuff. And then a pinch of pepper. That's not quite, well, that's a pinch. We got a pinch left over from last time, so we'll go ahead and use that. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're supposed to set aside, but we're going to thoroughly combine. So let's go ahead and get our spoon back. Hey, Jeb, welcome back. Welcome back. We're just making. I'm just putting the pico de gallo together. So this is everything that we diced. So the diced onions, the cut tomatoes, the diced poblanos, and there's actually, you know what? I feel bad that I've got some. That's not diced either. Okay, I'm gonna cut these three little chunks that just sort of rose to the surface there for a second. So give me a second. Do a little repair, a little last minute repair. Okay, there we go. Let's get that in there. And salt and a little bit of pepper and the lime juice. And then we're just combining it up, and we're going to set it aside, let it sort of do its thing for a little bit. God dang it. Yeah, I did not do a very good job of these. That is a little bit of a bummer, but we'll go ahead and we'll fix that one too. We'll fix this one too. Okay. Okay, enough fiddling with that. Hey. Okay, so we're setting this aside to just sit. So that's our pico de gallo, and we'll let that begin to do its thing. I'm gonna put this in the compost and rinse this off. Okay. Okay, so the next thing is the ground beef. So we're going to go ahead and get that going. We're going to do our large nonstick pan over medium heat. So let's get this over here. Woo, hello. Now let's get the water off the surface here. So we got our pan, our trusty handy dandy pan. It doesn't actually say to use any of the oil. We don't add the oil until we put in the veggies. Ooh, that's really interesting. So you know that question about that question about fat content is really relevant here, because the instructions for just the beef itself does not include any oil, and we only add the oil when we get to the veggies, which is really interesting. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and open this up. And again, I'm cutting towards myself like a noob. Come on, you. What is going? Am I not getting it in the... Boy, that's... What is going on? Okay. I can't cut anything. Okay, so that's open. Well, we're starting to get there. Let's go ahead and get this going. Oh, it's not making any noise yet. Okay, let's give it a second. Let's give it a little bit of a second. It's scared for my fingers, I know, right? Yeah. Yeah, me too, me too. You know, I've managed to save them for this many years. I must be doing something okay, but yeah, I'm a ridiculous... Ridiculous danger there. Okay, come on, let's get started. Oh, it's getting a little bit brown right on there. So I'm feeling like let's go ahead and get this going. Yeah, there it goes. There it goes. It just needed a little encouragement. Okay, so let's get this going out of here. Whoa, hello. I reached the end of my lavalier mic string. Okay, so cook, breaking up the meat until no pink remains in about 3 to 4 minutes. So we're going to go ahead and break that up. Can you see that at all? It's a little bit far away, isn't it? Let's try and get a little bit of a view. Sorry, the angle's not super great, but... Oh, it smells like ground beef, all right. Oh, howdy. Oops, oh man. Well, we'll cook off whatever cooties are on it now. Don't want to miss any of this. Get back in there. Try to escape. All right. Don't cry for my fingers, Argentina, for I have not cut them off. I still have them all, Argentina. I don't actually know how that song goes. Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there. Still a little pink, so we're going to keep going until we get that out of there. Oh, yeah. So close. So close. Oh, I'm getting a little bit of smoke from oil that I've spilled onto the surface, I think. Oh no, that's still steam. That's actually steam still. Yeah, that's not actually smoke. I was thinking that was smoke, but it's not. Oh, hey, 2 food items since I started cooking and you're still hungry. That's funny. Oh no, no tomato sauce? No. Okay, we're getting really close to it, so I'm gonna start thinking about getting this off of here. Okay. Okay, let's get this ground beef off of here. And every little bit. Technically, I think I'm just re-putting it in here. I'm just getting rid of the oil, really, and then dishing it into the. Okay, last little bit. Okay, there we go. And then so we're gonna transfer it and white pan, clean and reserve. Okay, so that's the last little bit. So we're gonna do that. Hopefully this won't be too bad. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so we're gonna wipe the pan, get a little bit of that oil off of there. Okay. Let's clean it a little bit. Okay. And then, so then we've got this going. We're gonna return the pan used to cook the meat to medium-high heat and add 1 teaspoon of olive oil. You know, that's a good question. I actually don't know. Is it? Is ground beef the same as mincemeat? I think I'm thinking like hash. That's what when you first mentioned mincemeat. Mincemeat has something in it though, right? It's not just. Okay, so we've got whoa. There shouldn't be any water in there. Okay, so we're gonna do that really quick. We're gonna add the bell pepper, the onion slices, the poblano slices. So let's get those in there to try and get a little bit of the whatever is causing that oil to jump. I didn't add any water to that, so I don't know why. Maybe it was the steam. And cook undisturbed until lightly browned. Oops. Okay. So we're actually supposed to leave it alone. Oh, is it really? Okay, okay. Interesting. Yeah, so ground beef is minced meat. All right. Oh, 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 that smell. Oh, I know you can't smell it, but it is so good, trust me. That smell, oh, the roast smell of those. Oh, oh. I'm dying over here. I'm dying over here. That's so good. Wow. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to actually add the, these are the seeds from the poblano, so I'm going to go ahead and add those in and just start getting those a little bit cooked up. And I just lost 2 of them. Let's see if we can recover those. Okay, there we go. Yeah, see, add the seeds. You're right, totally. We had the same thought at the same moment. I was looking at them going, I think I need to add those. Oh, it's hard not to mess with them. It's hard to not mess with them. Merca. Merca. Can you see those going over there? Oh man, that smell is so good. Oh. Oh, 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 that's so good. Oh. Mm. It's supposed to cook for about 3 to 4 minutes, and so we're just gonna get them lightly brown. I want to keep messing with it. Oh, so tasty. My dad's side came through Britain, Scotland, and then to Canada or the US and then to Canada. Anyhow, it's complicated. My mom's side is Irish Germans. On my dad's side, it's Scots English. I'm not messing with it. I'm just separating the little pieces of the onion to let them, so they get it a little browner, so they get browned evenly. You know, it's funny. As if I actually go back in time and look, there's basically up until my mom and dad and down, there's a first generation American every generation in my family. People hopping the pond, hopping back over after that. Tons of pond hopping going on back to the 1700s. It's pretty crazy. And then my dad actually was born in Canada, so technically I suppose that makes me a first generation American, except that, I mean, he was naturalized. As a kid. So he was naturalized, and that means I can't get a Canadian passport, which is kind of sad. I was going to try and get it. I was going to try to get him to get the Canadian passport and then manage to get me one, but it didn't happen before he passed away. Okay, we're starting to get a little bit. Yeah, we're starting to get a little bit. So let's go ahead and get that stirred up a little. Getting a little charred there, which is, I think, what we wanted. Oh, that smells so good. Okay, so we're going to add the, now we're going to add the yellow squash for another 3 to 4 minutes. Look at all that color. Look at all that color. The green and the red and the purple from the onions and the yellow. Look at all that. Yeah. Oh, God, it's so tasty looking. What do we got? We got a war between Canada and Britain and the U.S. here. The yellow stuff is a yellow squash. Yeah. So there's no picture of it. Anyhow, that's what we're going to end up with, and so this is the yellow squash right here, cut into bits. So it was a squash that was about that long and about that big around. Let me out! Let me in! Let me out! Let me in! Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely, I mean, you know, every little regional area has its thing. You know, like Minnesota, they ask you like 3 times if you really want something, and you have to say yes 3 times, or, you know, whatever. And in Canada, it's like overly polite, but that's true in the UK too, right? I mean, maybe not necessarily the leaving your door unlocked part, but I've lived in big cities too much to leave my doors open. Even out here in rural nowhere, I still like habitually lock my doors. You never know when when I was in high school, a crazy person came and knocked on the door, and we found out later that person had actually attacked some people. So, you know. Instagram. I do have Instagram. Yeah, it's Rigaroga. Just go to rigaroga.org and it's linked right there. But yeah, Instagram.com/Rigaroga. And I think I post from Instagram to Twitter. Yeah, I don't know. Anyhow, yeah, all the things are linked on rigaroga.org. Yeah, you never know. You never know. Better safe than sorry. Okay, so we're really supposed to do this until these are soft. So let's take a little fork and stick a fork in it and see if we're done. It's soft, but not super soft. So let's go ahead and give it a little tiny bit longer. It's definitely looking like a fajita now, you know. They didn't send tortillas, though. I have masa around here somewhere. I could make my own. Not gonna. I'm just gonna eat it. Yeah, lock the back doors. Because that's where they're gonna sneak in, man. You gotta lock your back doors where people aren't looking. Okay, so this is what we're looking at. Hopefully the lighting is good enough that you can see. I'm gonna have to wait for the delay on the camera to see. Can you see it? It's a little, oh, it's, yeah, you can almost see it. I need better overhead lighting so you can see it better. Maybe you can see the colors a little better under that light. I don't know. Okay, I feel like we're getting close. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to clean these up a little bit. That's the last of the cutting we're going to do. So let's put the cutting board away. And I'll go ahead and clean up a little bit while we're letting that do its last little bit. Get this stuff ready to get clean. I ended up with a lot of these little bowls with all the little things that I put together. Oh, and don't forget, we still got the pico de gallo to put on there. Oh, good. Wow, I just had a heart attack because I've still got the chili rub here that I was like, where the hell is, what's the packet of sauce? Oh, okay, so all that's left is the chili rub, which I was just freaking out about, the cheese that goes on top, and then this is sour cream for the top as well. So these are the last little garnishes at the end. But we're going to add, so now we're going to add the ground beef back in. And get those plates out of here. Okay, and then this is when we add this. So stir in the ground beef, the seasoning rub. Oh, and I was supposed to do a little bit of salt and a pinch of pepper? What? Really? More? Okay. All right. Okay, so we're going to get this seasoning rub in here. Going to get a little bit of pepper. I'll just grind it right onto it. And then a little bit of salt. And I missed out a little bit. Okay, there we go. Okay, and let's get this going. Okay, so we're just stirring it in is all. Oh man. Wow, that is such a good smell. Okay, so that's where we are with so we've got the ground beef mixed in with all of the seasoning. Yeah, the brown stuff in the bag is that. Yep, absolutely. Oh man, that smell is amazing. Now we're supposed to remove it from the heat. So let's go ahead and get this removed from the heat. We'll get this a little bit closer so you guys can see better a little bit. So there we go. So that's that. And as we've removed it from the heat, we're supposed to add the cheese right on top so it gets all melty. Oh, yes. Yes. We have won. We have won the food. Okay, let's go ahead and... Oh, that didn't... Yeah, let's split that up. That got a little sticky. to each other. So we're going to spread that out a little bit. Okay, and then, so we've topped with the cheese. We removed from the burner. Oh, well, I suppose I was supposed to leave it on the burner while I put the cheese on. Okay, but that's fine. And then we plate the dish. So let's go ahead and get just our 2 plates going. Okay, go ahead and dish that up. And then we'll do the second one. Oh, yes, I did. Yes, I did. I remember adding it. Yes, I did. Okay, so there we go with that, and then the only thing we do is we dish and then garnish with the pico de gallo and the sour cream. So let's go ahead and put some pico de gallo on there. I feel like there's way more pico de gallo than I should use. Yeah, it feels like that's like half of the pico de gallo that was in here. I'm feeling like I might, I'll leave the rest of it to the side. I'm going to leave the rest of that to the side. I don't think I should put much more than that on there. And then we do sour cream. And I might put sour cream only on the one that I'm going to eat right away. Maybe I should do the rest of the sour cream tomorrow instead of having it on the top already. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put the rest of the sour cream in the what am I doing? Actually, here, let's do this. I'm gonna put that in there so it stays upright in the fridge. In the fridge. Whoops, I'm reaching the end of my rope again. Okay, so there's my dish. Call me daddy. Hi, how you doing? Thanks for dropping in. So what this was Acapulco. Oh my God, my brain. Acapulco. Fajita beef skillet. My brain just stopped with pico de gallo. So this is the dish that it's supposed to actually look like, and then this is what I ended up. So it looks like there's a little bit less sour cream, so maybe spread that out a little bit. But that's it. That's what we got. I cook healthy. Yeah, well, only because they sent it to me. So, I mean, the truth, the honest truth is that living out relatively rural. I mean, I don't really go to town much because I'm far out, and so I eat a lot of processed food, stuff that I can store for a long time. And so, having fresh food sent to my door every week is like this is basically the best food that I've had in quite a while. But oh man, look, there's the melted cheese is in there, all mixed in. Okay, so let's get some. Let's get some, son. You ready? You ready for this taste? I'm gonna spill it all over myself. Oh gosh, look at that cheese. Oh my god, wow, that's so tasty looking. Mmm. There are fake food streamers? I have no idea what that is. People should stream what they talk about, or so they should, stream what they say they're going to stream. If there are people streaming not streaming food, that's sad because it just clogs up the tag. Oh man, that's so good. Oh, and it's interesting because I don't usually like sour cream. That's really not a thing that I look for or get and buy and for myself. But it adds a really interesting, different taste. Mm, 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 mm. So that's what we're looking at. Look at that. Cooked and fresh and all kinds of great stuff. Yeah, hey, I understand like being frustrated, like if you're looking at a tag and you see people not doing the thing. I don't worry about what people are doing. If they're breaking the terms of service, you can always say something about it to Twitch, um, but yeah, it's like the D&D tag. So many people use the D&D tag because it's the only one that anybody knows about for role playing and stuff. And even though it's not completely accurate all the time, I don't know. I don't know. I hear you though. I hear you though. I mean, you want to be able to find, you're looking for something on Twitch and you want to be able to watch it. But thanks for the kind words. I definitely try to do a bunch of different stuff, and I'll keep up. Keep up. Thanks so much. Mm. Oh man, it's just got everything. It's like it's salty and peppery and oily and sour cream and fresh veg and meat um, and a little bit of lime, so there's tanginess in there. Man, it's so good, so good, and it didn't turn out too spicy either. I don't know necessarily that I ended up with any of the seeds on, but to be honest, it's not spicy at all. I mean, there's a tiny bit of tang, um, but I could take way more. So yeah, I have no problem adding those poblano seeds to it if I were to do this again, and I might even add a little bit extra. That's funny. Maybe, apparently. I just flicked oil in my nose off of that piece of vegetable that flicked at me. Wow, that's so good. Yeah, this dish has pretty much everything in it. This is pretty good. Shoveling it into my face in close-up. I'm ready for my close-up, Mr. DeMille. Would you like the food to run down my chin as I eat it, or would you like me to just drop it into my lap? Yeah, you know, I was thinking, you know, there, if you had a chip or something, um, or you know, even not necessarily crisp tacos. I mean, it says it's a fajita skillet, right? So you could do, you could make your own masa, and make your own tortillas, and do some fresh tortillas with it. That'd be awesome. That'd be just fantastic. Personally, I'd go with corn. I'd go with a masa, um, instead of flour. But making your own tortillas is really easy. A glass of milk. You know, it's funny. I don't drink a lot of milk. I used to drink lots and lots of milk. Um, right these days, about the only milk I drink is in my tea. Yeah, flat bread. I mean, that's basically what the masa would be. You just mix the masa, which is cornmeal with a little bit of lime in it, essentially, and then you just make your own little tortillas. But yeah, I mean, if you did that, you would end up with like, I mean, one of these would fill, I don't know, I mean, like eight tortillas. You know, not that the huge ones and not like a burrito size, but you know, if you made your own tortillas and they were like, you know, about that big, you'd be filling them for days. Then you'd probably want some rice. You cook your rice in the, you know, that spicy tomatillo sauce, or not tomatillo. Hold on, what the heck is it? Well, I don't have it right on me. But it's you know, it comes in a little can about that big, and it's yellow, or um, and so you can cook rice with that, and you can actually take like an egg, and kind of almost sort of halfway between scramble and halfway between an omelet and a scramble, and you put the tomato sauce in there with it, and then also, of course, beans. Uh, I don't know. I mean, it depends on what you got. I mean, you got a microwave, right? I mean, you could do rice bowls, like you know, spicy rice bowls with pork and you know a little bit of meat on top. Levy, it depends on what you order, but it's about $60 a week for 6 portions. So it's three different meals with 2 servings each, and it's about $60. But it depends on which of the meals that you pick. Really, they don't, Jeb. They don't allow you to have anything, nothing to cook with at all. You can't have a hot plate or anything like that. Man, that would suck. Yeah, that would be hard. Yeah, they got their food service, so they probably have an agreement, like, not to allow cooking and stuff in there. Yeah, the pricing is pretty good. I it's a little rich for my blood. Just if the initial box didn't have a discount, if the initial 2 boxes that I got have a discount. Um, the first one was discounted quite a bit, and then the second one was discounted just a little bit. But I'm going to be paying essentially full price for the rest of the boxes. I'm probably going to end up skipping a week or two, so that I don't do every single week, because it's a little rich for my blood right now. But I mean, I dream that people would sign up for Home Chef, and then they get a credit and I get a credit. But do you have a fridge? Are you allowed a fridge, Jeb? Because you could do like, you could do salamis and cheeses and bread and stuff like that. Do like sort of a plowman's meal. Mmm. It's hard to eat the last of this. I want it to last. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, that makes it even tougher, huh? Try and figure out exactly what to eat. Yeah. I don't eat a lot of bread because I don't really do well with wheat products. So I try to avoid them. Um, I mean, not like, I mean, so there was wheat in a couple of these products, and I mean, a couple of these meals, and there's um, buns for the next recipe. But I sort of pretty much avoid it, and I don't eat a whole lot of cheese either. Hmm. Okay. Well, there it is. Mmm. Oh man. Wow, that's so good. Oh man. I feel like licking the plate. Jeb, it's funny. I actually don't eat breakfast. I've never really been a morning breakfast kind of person. When I'm traveling, I do a lot. I'll eat breakfast, but when I'm on my own, I get up and I have some tea, And pretty much that carries me till lunch. And I really just, I don't know what it is. For some reason, I don't really, I mean, when I have breakfast, it's a pretty amazing breakfast. But especially like, I like making French toast. And what you do is you make the French toast, and you put a little bit of milk in the batter. And you can actually split the eggs into whites and yolks, and you can fluff it up a lot with the whites, and then fold it all together. And then you get the bread and you cook it. And then when you serve it, what you do is you actually do like a confectioner's sugar and cinnamon over the top of it, and then maple syrup. Oh, and butter, of course. What do I do for work? I computer stuff, online computer stuff. I'm basically everything I do is remote. Oh yeah, you could totally cook lunch on your motor. That'd be hilarious. Okay, so there we go. And that was the last of it. Well, now I feel like I have to prepare this because I have to take a picture of it. So let's go ahead and just dish this up a little bit. We'll go ahead and dish some pico de gallo. Oh, I already did. So let's put just a little bit more on there. I'm going to go ahead and put the sour cream on here. And just so I can take a picture of it for social media, for Instagram and whatnot. But yeah, let's go ahead and get this last little bit on here. And then that'll be my dinner tomorrow. Realistically, it'll probably end up being my lunch. Because I won't be able to wait. Okay, there we go. Oh, get out of there. All right, there we go. Da 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 da. Oh my gosh, oh, I hope that wasn't loud in the. What are you guys plotting? What is it? Oh, yeah. Well, hey, maybe if you're at a school, there's like a like a steam trunk distribution venue, for heat, a steam plant somewhere, and you could cook it on there. You could steam some stuff. Steam some humbao. Oh man, that's something I haven't had. Oh man. Oh, I haven't had that in a long time. Making your own humbao is so good. Whoa. Yeah, man. Now I'm hungry again. To the sports hall. Oh, bummer. Oh well. Have the kids smuggle food into you. Or you set up if they're gonna exercise. What you do is you set up some exercise bikes and use the. Yeah, no, I gotta save it for tomorrow. For tomorrow. Well, I gotta take a picture of it and post it to Instagram, and then I gotta package it up and save it for tomorrow. That's the extra food. But I still there's tons of this pico de gallo left. So let's actually put the pico de gallo in a thing. Oh. What am I going to put it in? I guess I'll put it in that. I got all my bowls dirty. I don't have anything to put it in. Okay. Nice. Okay, there we go. All right. Well, there we go. Yeah, and it's you know, it's actually interesting because I was mentioning this earlier, I think before you came in, but when the last one that I had that had the deglazed sauce that had the mustard in it, as I had that the day after, the mustard smell as I was reheating it and the taste was way more than I remembered. So it definitely overnight it changed. That sauce completely changed. Not completely changed, but you know, it had a very different sense to it. A lot more of that mustard flavor came out. So yeah, definitely, it'll be interesting to see, especially like the pico de gallo. You know, that's going to season a little bit overnight, so that's going to be interesting. And maybe it'll get a little bit hotter too, because the oils will sort of develop. Right now, what I'm using, right over here, I have my. This is actually what I have chat on. Let's see if I can get it on screen. So this is what I'm watching as I'm. Oh, it's still not coming over. Okay, so this is a Kindle Fire tablet, and I'm watching chat on that, and that's sitting over here. And then I've got my headphones on so that I can check audio just at the beginning of the stream. And then what I have, and then up here, what I have is I actually have a stack of stuff, and then I have a small little mini tripod that there's a picture of the tripod on Instagram that I bought in order to do dice rolls. So it sits on the thing with the camera on it, and then I do my dice rolls for role playing. So it's my Android, an Android cell phone plugged in, and then I've got a lavalier mic plugged into it, and it's sitting on the tripod up with an angled down. So I don't really have a picture of that. I should probably try and, you know, picture the setup, get a look at it. And then I've got a desk lamp over here that kind of reflects off of the cabinets to make a little bit more light over here. That's why it gets darker when I raise the plate, is because the lamp is right here. So what I really need is I need the lamp to be up a little bit higher, so that I get a better angle on it, or have some extra lights coming straight down. Oh man, yeah. You know, you try streaming. There's just so many people that are competing for views and stuff that, I mean, there's no real strong recipe as far as like there's two ways to do it. Is you gotta stream something that somebody's looking for, or you stream what's popular and you just manage to get some people. You know, you can kind of do either one of those things. And to be honest, streaming is really, you know, I actually don't stream very long. When I stream for just a couple hours, but people do it for like 6 to 8 hours. And it's actually really long form entertainment. And by that, what I mean is that, you know, you start streaming, and for the first hour, there really aren't a lot of views. But as you get into like the further hours, then you start getting viewership that sort of shows up and stays with you. And so that's, you know, that's one element of it, is the longer you stream. The other element of it is being regular. You've got to have a regular, like, by far, I think, honestly, the number one thing you need to do if you're going to be serious about streaming is having a regular schedule. Up until this year, I've been random, like completely random on what I was doing, and I started to try and do specific days. Like I'm gonna stream, you know, these days at noon. And then as I started adding the role playing sessions with an actual start time, so my schedule has started to get more and more regular, and I think that helps too. Like people know, oh yeah, every day at noon this person streams, right? And so you got to decide what elements of streaming you're going to commit to. If you can't do those, then basically what you want to do is you want to try and find a group of people that are compelled for some reason, like because of the content or because they're involved in watching and participating. And so role-playing games can be one way to do that. Yeah, it's true. It's true. I mean, as I started doing the role playing with you guys hanging out in chat and stuff, and then also being involved in the Nomads as sort of mutual support group. I see you guys show up and hang out and say howdy. Jeb is the DM for the Curse of Strahd adventure that we just started up. So the two of you that I've been chatting to this whole time are here because of the role playing games that I've been streaming. So that's definitely true. I mean, I have definitely seen that as I've started the role playing games get more views, and I've also seen sort of a halo effect from the viewership of the role playing games, and the participants like you two who participate in those also come in and hang out and just sort of be friends. It's tough. It's tough. Did you? Oh, okay. Hey, that's cool. Wow. Oh, awesome. Awesome. Well, that's cool. I didn't realize that. Well, that's really, really, really cool. Yeah, the cooking thing is, it's kind of something that I'd wanted to do for a long time. Like the creative streams and the cooking streams and all that sort of stuff, is to kind of participate in those as well. I just, I'm a variety streamer. I don't stream one thing. Like every day, I am not at the computer streaming, PUBG or Fortnite or whatever. I played Fortnite. I can't play PUBG because it doesn't run on my machine, but I like to do different stuff, and so exploring like how can I create a variety of interesting things and do stuff that keeps me entertained, and maybe if I'm entertaining myself, then maybe it's also entertaining for the people that are watching and stuff. I mean, in theory anyway. In theory anyway. Yeah, but streaming's tough. Streaming is a tough deal. It is not easy, and it's basically unpaid labor. You're basically an unpaid intern for the streaming company, creating content for their platform, and it takes forever. If I had to wait till partner to get any sort of, like, the affiliate stuff is new, relatively new, and so it's a thing where I can accept subscribers and get cheers and things like that. The next step into partner, I have to have like 70. I have an average 75 viewers, and I am nowhere near that. So, it takes years of building up, viewership and getting everything set up technically, and getting sort of a momentum going in a channel before it really actually hits. It's not super easy. It's not super easy unless you're also already doing something else. Oh, cool, Jeb. That's cool. I didn't realize that. That's awesome. Or maybe I did. I don't remember. I don't remember if I remember. You added me just recently, right? I think I saw you add me, and then I added you. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I do remember that now. I remember that now. Oh, okay. I don't know. I'll have to take a look. I generally don't just automatically follow people. So I'll take a look and see. Generally, it has to do with if the content is something that I'm interested in seeing. You know what I mean? But I'll take a look. I'll definitely take a look. I know. Well, I'm old. I'm old. I'm old as the hills, man. I'm old as the hills, and I'm living in the hills. Yeah, I've got no memory left. I just like I can't I can feel my brain slowing down over the years. Plus, streaming is like, you have one bit of your mind on chat, and then you're, whatever whatever else you're doing, and you're just like, what is going on? I don't know. I have never boxed, unless you mean like packaging things. I have packaged things. I have packaged things professionally in the past, but I took Aikido for a little while as a teenager, early teens, like when I was 12 and 13. Um, but yeah, I haven't ever actually boxed, I don't think. Yeah, Jeb. The on Saturdays at around, well, it's actually not 10 a.m. ish. Um, it's more like 9:30, maybe 9, and Pacific time. And we do D&D Spelljammer. So if you look on Twitch and you look at the events, that's one of the Twitch events that I have scheduled. Yeah, I think I can honestly say I've never actually boxed. Now that I'm thinking about it, not even punching bags. I don't think. I feel like I've had boxing gloves on, but I don't know why. Because I've never boxed. So why would I have had them on? Maybe I was at somebody's house and they had them and I put them on just to like try and drink tea with them or something. Yeah, it's a thing. It's a thing. I've had gym memberships and stuff, and I've gone. I go back and forth between being fit and being not fit. Um, so and honestly, it has something. It does have something to do with sort of seasonal depression and depression. So I tend not to be very active when I'm depressed, and I do gain weight and stuff. But then I tend to cycle through where I'm active for a while and stuff. And I haven't been as I've been out here. I haven't been active. I suspect in the next month or two I'm going to get a lot more active because I'm going to be in a different situation. So I'm probably going to pick up a bike and start biking a lot more. And I've been wanting to do kettlebells actually, and do kettlebell free weighting. Um, I'm kind of more of a I'm more of an endurance kind of guy than I am like just sort of strength building. Um, so that when I had gym memberships, that's what I would do. I would go for more reps with slightly less weights than I would if I were doing, for strength gain. It's true. It's true. It's a chicken and the egg. It's a chicken and the egg. Um, because you get depressed and you don't want to be active, or you're not active and then you get depressed. Yeah. But yeah, I think that over this next 2 months, a lot is going to be changing for me, and I suspect that things will happen quite a bit. And we'll see, because the environment, the new environment that I'm in, I don't want to jinx it too much by talking about it too much until it's actually happened. But I think the new environment will have me closer into town and into a town, and provide more opportunities for me to do stuff. In fact, I was looking at it, and there's actually a farm with a CSA share that's near where I think I might end up. And so I may end up biking out to the CSA share to pick up a weekly veggies. Cheers, Jeb. That's awesome. Thanks so much. That's really cool. That is really cool. Yeah, I can see how that would definitely be a thing. Let's keep talking about it. Let's keep talking about it. I'm not going to be able to do. I'm not going to do much because I'm going to be too busy with other stuff in the next month and a half or two. But oh wow. Yeah, I mean, you can be large and still be, and you can be large and still be fit. You know what I mean? I mean, like Thelma from Scooby Doo. She was fit and awesome. Oh my gosh, my shoelace came undone. I was flopping around. My weight's fluctuated quite a bit. I've gone quite a bit both ways, but I mean, not like a lot, but I'm not super good. Not super good at staying fit. Well, you've succeeded in not trying. So, success. There's a win. There's a win in everything, man. I've successfully eaten food and relaxed. So, hey. But no, I have actually pretty firm intentions of changing up my routine in the next week or two. I mean, month, in the next couple months, as I get ready. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put some wrap on that pico de gallo and get it into the fridge. Yeah, man. I mean, sometimes I've had to. That's a lesson I've been doing is for myself. Is kind of my motto lately has been, you do the best you can with what you've got for as long as you can, make at least something better every single day, and sometimes I have to be satisfied with that, and that has to be. I can set out a whole bunch of goals and then beat myself up for not getting there, but if I keep it really grounded and keep it really focused on that, I do the best that I can, and that means, improving when I can, for as long as I can keep going, and, make something better. It doesn't have to be everything. You don't have to change the entire world. You just need to change your part of it, just a little bit, and just keep sort of a positive direction. And then it becomes vector math. You add up all the, you do a whole bunch of good stuff, and then it adds up. And just keep going. I mean, that's really, yeah. Hey, kitten. No. Off the counter, off the counter. You're not supposed to. Down. No, I hear you. Yeah, I mean, goals are part of it. Like, I mean, you know, you have just not to be overwhelmed with stuff, right? So you want to pick something and focus on it. You know, you want to make something better every day, so you pick that, and that's your goal. And you can have long-term goals as well, but you've got to, you know, you've got to pick the pieces of it that whatever that long-term goal is, you can pick the pieces of it that you can accomplish in small chunks, and just and keep working at it and keep going. And you know, I mean, that's not necessarily the best strategy for everybody, but it's one that I'm coming to over and over again. As I just, in order to feel like I'm making positive progress, I need to kind of do that. So that's been my thing. Yeah, you know, I don't know, Levi. I think in a lot of ways for me, like when that happens to me, when I set a goal and I just can't quite manage to get it, it's because I'm not being, I'm not setting the goal small enough. Like I'm not chunking it down. Like I mean, you can have this goal, like I'm going to do this thing, but then there are these steps, and so you take each of those steps, and then instead of focusing on the big goal, you focus on the steps. I don't know if that makes sense. Anyhow, that's how I would approach it. Yeah. You know, and be kind to yourself, and be kind to yourself too. You got to do what works for you, right? You know, and it doesn't have to be constant. You know, it's not always constantly grind. You know, it's not about grind. Um, it's about doing what you can with what you got. Be good to yourself. That's really, you know. I don't know. Jeb, I honestly, I feel like there's so much emphasis, especially in American culture or U.S. culture, of you know constant progress and always advancing, and that's kind of almost the history of Western civilization. Is like this ridiculous idea that everything progresses and never falls back, but it isn't always like that. It isn't. There's always setbacks. You know, anybody who's had a success has had plenty of failures along the way. Um, some cat is climbing on something over there. Um, so you know, I understand like the idea of like sticking to things and focusing on things, but at the same time, I think it's important to not fool ourselves into thinking that it's always progress, that it's you know that's always positive forward grind. There's gonna be setbacks, and if you don't accept that they're gonna be setbacks and know that they're gonna be there, then you're not prepared to like deal with them emotionally. And you know, I mean, for me myself, I you know I struggle with depression, and so you know if I'm not aware of and prepared in some way for setbacks, they can be way more devastating than if I you know have some sort of prepared. You know, I have some plan or some you know strategies to work with those. Um, so you know I think it's I think everything sort of has an ebb and a flow. You know, it's uh, I don't know. You know, yoga right is you know that is about stressing something and then unstressing it, and you know, stretching it and then unstretching it, and you know you got to keep that you know that back and forth, keep it going. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We're probably all saying the same stuff in just different ways, just talking about it. Do what's good for you, but do what's good for you. You know what I mean? Do what's good for you, but do what's good for you. I guess that's maybe that's my point. Maybe that's my point. Okay, let's see. I'm feeling like it's kind of winding down. I want to clean this up. I want to take a picture and post it to Instagram and get that all done. And then I will be back streaming tomorrow around noon. Uh, I don't know what I'm going to stream tomorrow. I did Throwback Thursday today, and Friday I usually I don't know. I don't know what I'll do. I have no idea. I don't know. I have no idea. I'm still thinking about it. I'll be thinking about it until I start something up. Maybe somebody will send me a key to a game overnight. Devs do that. So yeah, it's awesome chatting with you guys. Thanks for stopping in and thinking, sharing thoughts and stuff. That's really awesome. Thank you so much for being part of this little community stream thing. Yeah. And this is kind of, what this was about. I started it, and the first one I did was all just about the food, like cooking it, and then I didn't eat it or anything. But like, cooking it, eating it, and having a chat, it's been good. It's been good. So thanks for hanging out. That's really awesome. And hopefully I'll see you, I'll see Levi on Saturday morning, and I'll be streaming tomorrow. So yeah, awesome. Yeah, and thanks for being good to each other in chat. That's really awesome. That's really, heartwarming for me as well, to just sort of have a community developing. So thanks so much. Yeah, awesome. I will see you. I will see you next time, and have a good night. Or in the UK, morning. Is it morning yet? All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream, and then see you next time.